Now, this is one of the films that came out in 2013 that I never got a chance to sort of watch or review because in the UK most of them doesn't come out until like January or February. So with that kind of said, American Hustle is directed and kind of co-written by David O. Russell, and he's gotten all his friends sort of together and hoping to win good around the award season, and he might, but not as much as I think he will. The plot of the story is kind of like crazy, kind of like stupid. For instance, it's about these con men that have to con other men in order, but they've got to show that they're conning the people. What it's really kind of like confusing a little bit, and the problem is like shit kind of happens like throughout the whole film, so it adds a bit like more pressure to them, and they kind of lose out. It's very, like, the story is written well, but it is a bit of a sloppy mess. But I should really say what really kind of worked really well for this movie, and is all the actors, like every single one, play their roles fantastic, really good. Christian Bale is quite, you know, my god, that guy's really such dedicated to his work. I mean, when I saw like the fat belly like in the first like opening scenes of this movie, I was like, Jesus, this guy's committed as hell. And like I kind of like what like Amy Adams' character was saying, like he wasn't like the most attractive sort of guy, but there was something about him, and that's kind of like really interesting. Kind of like brings kind of more down to earth sort of kind of feel that not every man is attractive. You know, they have like all that kind of thing. So that I give really great props to that. The acting in this is fantastic, like I said, but I think the ones that really did kind of steal the show are Amy Adams, Jennifer Lawrence, Christian Bale, and I probably would say Bradley Cooper and Jeremy Renner. The only thing is Bradley Cooper's character is kind of like previous kind of like characters that Bradley's played before, and while Jeremy Renner's character was very thoughtful and all that, really kind of good, I just kind of feel there's a couple of things not there, like there's not kind of like a dark side like to him, which I kind of wish that they kind of like shown. Would have been really interesting. And to what I really like is kind of like how kind of really down to earth this film is. Like David O. Russell's really good at making these down to earth films, like really showing you that not everything is, you know, Hollywoodized as much. There's a couple of that in the film, I will say, but it's really kind of good. Like these characters are like real, and like true lives are at stake here. That is what I kind of really dig, because Hollywood films are kind of like they do all these cliche stuff like, oh, things are going down upon them, so how they're going to, you know, escape out of it. And what's quite good, like you don't know until like as much as like, they know. Like they know so much more. That I feel is pretty impressive. But it's not enough to save the film, sadly. First off, I like to say is the costume and hair, like sort of makeup like designs and whatnot. Some of it is good, but most of it is pretty terrible. Like, for instance, Amy Adams' character, like really, most of her outfits have this like big sort of like boob window right here, and for something like that, it's kind of really kind of, not kind of off-putting, but it's very boring, because it's like every like single piece that she owns has this kind of like sort of outfit, and it becomes very like boring after a while, and I don't know, like I don't think she personally can pull it off, I think. But also some of the hair is kind of like, not kind of like bad, but kind of funny. I mean, there's like a scene where Bradley Cooper's got all these curls in his hair, and it's really kind of like funny, but and then Jeremy Renner's like character, oh my god, like I've never seen him with so much hair. But probably the one thing I found was quite the start was Christian Bale's hair. Like the fact that he actually had a big bald patch right there, which is quite funny. But there is something about that as well, is David Russell has this thing where he's given like a lot of the actors like a lot of their like own scenes, but scenes that they don't really need. Like for instance, the opening scene. I felt that shouldn't really been there. There's a scene where Jennifer Lawrence is singing. Why is that in there? Because David can. There's a lot of scenes kind of like that, and the problem is the story is a bit of a mess as well. Like, it's the script could have been done a little bit more tweaking, sort of here and there, and better edited at some point, at certain parts. But other than that, it's a really kind of good movie. But it's not like The Fighter and Silver Linings Playbook, where you could watch it again. I could watch this, I've seen this film like once already, and I feel that's all I need to see. And probably with all that, I will say, I will give this a score of 7 out of 10. I really loved it. I think this has good chances to win like some awards, but it's not going to be quite. It's not like his best movie that he's done. He's done better, like I've mentioned, Fire and Silver Linings. But this was actually still a really good movie. I still thoroughly enjoyed it. It is really funny. So there is that. And yeah, so thanks for watching the video, everyone, and see you guys later.